What's going on, guys? Marvel Buff Nerd here, and bringing you a review on Ford versus Ferrari. One of my, by far, most anticipated movies of this year. It's actually in my personal top three. I'm not sure exactly where it lands, but what a great tale. So Ford vs. Ferrari, directed by James Mangold, which, if you know me at all, he also directed Logan, and Logan is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's very high on my personal list, in my top 3 to 5. It'd be a hard one to rank. I love that movie, and the directing and just the shots and everything. I mean, also just Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, of course, helps, but what a great movie. So James Mangold directs this. So if you're a fan of his work, if you like Logan, you'll like this kind of filmmaking that he does here. He has the same kind of serious tone and whatnot. It's a real world take. It's very gritty, and in the action. So we've got the true story of Ford going up against Ferrari in the mid-late 60s, 24 Hours of Le Mans circuit. We've got Matt Damon portraying Carroll Shelby. We've got Christian Bale portraying Ken Miles. And Jon Bernthal, he's not top billing. He has probably around 15 minutes of screen time altogether. He plays Lee Iacocca, who is kind of the guy that, fires off all this in the film, that gets the whole Ford getting into racing and the GT40 and whatnot coming along. Stellar performances all the way around. From the trailers, this would look like just a movie with more just racing action and, more just centered around the Ford versus Ferrari thing. But there is so much more under the surface. This is a tale of friendship. This is a tale of father and son bonding. This is a tale of loss and coping. This hits on a lot of notes in a 2.5-hour runtime and builds these characters up, and it's really informative. I mean, I've obviously been a fan of Carroll Shelby's work all my life as a car guy, and my old man, Don, he was a huge Ford guy, so that's where I kind of, one of the reasons I'm into cars as much as I am, and do have a love for Ford. I am wearing a Chevy shirt, and my Camaro's in the background. I'll drive anything if it's cool, but, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have the love for Ford that I do. So this movie really hit a lot of emotional notes for me, hardcore, probably more than any other film this year. Like I said, I was anticipating this a lot. So you get a story of them, doing what was thought to be impossible back then in the 60s, which Ford, just a muscle car kind of, not even really just a huge muscle car company yet. I mean, in the movie, you actually get to see a pretty cool scene where they debut the Mustang in 64.5, 65, whatever you want to say. So it's pretty cool. Tracy Letts, I believe, is the man's name that portrays Henry Ford II. They call him the Deuce. Great, stellar performance. He is a awesome charisma character on screen. I mean, when he's in the room, he is the fucking boss. I mean, he's the bigwig. What he says goes. He is the man. They call him the Deuce. And it's not for a joke effect at all. I mean, great performance. In the trailers, there's a scene where it looks like it's just going to be played for laughs with his character and Matt Damon in the car. They go for a drive, and at the end of the drive, he starts to crack up in tears, basically, hysterics. And it gets played for laughs in that quick cut. But that turns into one of the most heartfelt moments in the movie that damn near just gutted me, because the way the script is written, the dialogue comes out, the way it's shot, and the emotion that he brought to screen with that hysterical breakdown, he says something along the lines of, if only my daddy were here to see this, and I just, it gets to me now. Yeah, that was rough, but there's some emotion. So if you're a gearhead, there's car scenes where Christian Bale's character, who he just disappears into this character as Ken Miles, a big name billing actor like him or Matt Damon that are known for so many other things, especially The Bourne Identity for Matt Damon and then Batman for Christian Bale. They're typecast characters or actors. They can disappear into roles like this, and you forget that you're watching Matt Damon or Christian Bale. You love this portrayal. Same with Jon Bernthal as Lee Iacocca, and everybody that portrayed some. All the performances are just stellar. But Christian Bale tinkering on cars and being the hot-headed typical mechanic that we all know that I can be sometimes. I mean, I saw streaks in him that were passed down straight to me from the old man. That's just how it is if you're a gearhead sometimes, and you're hard-headed and your way's your way. You don't give up, and that's his character, and I loved it. But he does have a good character arc at the end. Matt Damon as Carroll Shelby really brings it. He adapts this he gets to chew the scenery a little bit without overdoing it. He gets to play a real-life kind of superhero in the car world. I mean, everybody knows who Carroll Shelby is, even if you're not a car person. But he gets to play this character that's already renowned in real life, that was a big wig, swagger, cowboy hat, sunglasses. I mean, just a cool character. I loved his charisma. I loved how he talked to people. It was just bam, bam. This is how it is. I know how I am. I know what I'm going to do. And you're on it or you're not. I mean, I loved it. I just can't say enough good things about this movie. It's 2.5 hours long. I don't ever think it really feels like it's long in the tooth. I think you'll enjoy it from start to finish. The heartfelt moments there, the action on the racetrack is shot very visceral, very real, where you care about parts and components wearing on these cars, things you wouldn't just care about just tuning into an indie TV or race on TV on a Sunday afternoon or whatever, whenever they play. I don't know. But guys, this is running a little long because I'm just so excited about this movie. I'm going to definitely go back for a rewatch. It was just very enjoyable. It touched my heart where I wanted it to. It made me think like the old man was just sitting there watching it with us as a family last night. It was great. Like I said, if you're a car guy, if you're a gearhead, if you want to see some racing, if you want to see a little bit of comedy, some good family, father-son bonding. I mean, it touches on so many real-life things, and there's so many great performances, and it's so real that it's a really enjoyable film. So it's worth a watch, especially as the family season's here. Take your family, take somebody with you, go watch it. It's a good, enjoyable movie. So Ford vs. Ferrari, guys, tell me what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. I love it when you guys interact with me. I know I'm just very small time, very beginner setup here, just shooting with my iPhone XS in my garage. But I'm pouring my heart and soul into this. I really love doing it. And I know my videos are sporadic. I might upload 2 to 3 in a week, and then it might be a few weeks. I'm just a busy guy. But when I'm really into one like this that I've been excited for, I love to put it on video and get it out to you guys while it's so, just pouring out of me. And ranking top films of the year, guys, 2019. It's in my top 3, I'm not sure where any of them really fall because they're all kind of like racing for each other, I think. It's, going in order of appearance. Avengers Endgame, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and now Ford v Ferrari. Top 3 for sure. Now, if I bump that into the top 5 list, you're going to have John Wick, Parabellum, and Joker on there. Like I said, it's hard for me to put things in a number order, but I can just tell you that's my top grouping, and they're all almost as important as the other. The top 3, I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 4 times, and I'm awaiting that movie to drop on 4K Blu-ray so I can buy it the day it releases and rewatch it again at least once or twice. Absolutely loved that movie. Did it have the emotional notes like this one? No, but I did love the movie a lot. I saw it more times than any other film this year in theaters. Avengers Endgame I saw twice. That's a hard rewatch, though. That movie emotionally gutted me. The first 2 times I saw it in theaters, I was a bawling hot mess, and it still tears me up every time, of course, so it's hard to rewatch that movie. And then Ford v Ferrari, I could see that being my top 1 or 2 spot for sure. So, like I said, guys, I really appreciate it. Sorry it's running a little long. I love you guys. Like, share, subscribe. Engage with me if you want. And, I appreciate it, guys. Enjoy cinema. Have a good day.